Hello, everyone. Today is February 16th, 2023, and this is our CNCF SIG networking subproject meeting for Ingress NGINX, which means it is a CNCF project and it adheres to the CNCF Code of Conduct. If you have any issues or if there are any problems, please report those to myself or Ricardo, and if need be, report those to the SIG network leads. And with that, do we have any new folks? It looks like it's just the four of us hanging out, so I don't think there's anyone on the phone. So we can just roll right into reviewing some of the action items. I restructured the agenda a little bit. I didn't like how it was, so I just set it up so that the agenda is here. So I want to make sure, I don't think we were, it was on the docket. Make sure we review previous week's action items. Mostly it's to keep myself in check because a lot of the action items I assign myself. So making sure that we're reviewing the action items. And then the issue triage, I also added the board back in there because the issue triage link goes to the issues board. It goes to the issues. This actually goes to the project board, open topics, and then any new action items, making sure that we've got those collected and added. So yeah, so with that, we had some issues with our last couple of releases. I don't think there's any real action items to do on there except make sure that our end-to-end does what we think it does. But we do need to pick up the path type, so I'm going to add the path type stuff there. Just have a conversation with Ricardo and myself and figure out like what was the actual issue and make sure it's non-breaking. So I'm going to put that on there just to schedule some time. So we'll schedule some time. We'll drop it in the channel if folks want to hang out and discuss it with us and just review the code that was there so we can try to make sure it's a non-breaking change and get that back in there. Were there any other? So I have the OTEL one here. And I'm not 100, and Ashan, I'm glad you're here. I'm not 100 on where we're at with that. If it is actually all fully implemented. So maybe we can discuss that when we get to the open topics. Because I obviously did not create a ticket to remove Zipkin and Jaeger. So there's that. And I just want to go back one more because I'm sure there's other stuff in here. Egress, regex for that stuff. So that one was the issue. I didn't do the write-up for the alpha release of CPDP. So I'm going to put that back up on the action items. This is just, like I said, a lot of this is mostly just to keep myself in check. So I'm going to go ahead and add that back there. Anything else that may be missed on the action items that we know that we need to review or catch up on? I know it's been a month and it was the new year prior. So anything folks want to discuss before we start doing some issue triage?
No, I want to focus next on finishing the CPDP stuff, but I don't think we will be able before releasing at least 2 breaking changes, right? So yeah. So I've been working today on the reviewing some low-hanging fruit PRs and merging those as well. I want to kind of try at least to speed up some PRs that are on the queue for a long time. And if we can say for sure that they don't bring any impact, just merge them. Because we have a lot of those that are just waiting someone to say, hey, okay, this is fine, let's merge it.
Yeah, there's a lot of just low-hanging fruit ones in there. And I've been trying to get those in as well, like little things. There was one in there like dropping ingress class from the cluster, not from the cluster role, from the role, which yeah, it's not needed. It's in the cluster role. So little things like that. Agreed. We need to get the small ones. We need to get through faster, just because. Yeah, and then hopefully be able to tackle the bigger ones. So I agree. All right. Cool. Well, let's jump into the fun, do the issue triage. So as I talked about last time, we discussed it. I know this is probably kind of small for other folks, but I'll click through them as we do. As new issues get added, they get added to the project board with no status. And then I don't know who has privileges to add things to the board, but if you go look at an issue, you can add it to the board, and if not, ping me and I can add it to the board. So I'll show you what I mean. I don't know if you've all used GitHub projects, so if this is redundant for everyone, just let me know. I'll just do it for the recording. But if we go back to like older ones, because I haven't added new issues to the board. So if we go look at one of these that's assigned to me, I just go ahead and add it to the project there, and then it'll give us a status. So right now it's no status. I'm gonna drop it into do because I've already assigned myself to it. And I haven't looked at a lot of the AWS. There's like 4 or 5 AWS issues out there with like ALBs and NLBs. And I don't know if they're grouped together or if they need to be, but anyway. So if you need to do that, click the button, add it to a project, and it'll drop it in no status, and then we can review it during the triaging. So yeah. Refresh the board. It should come up now in the to-do. Yeah, right there it is. So try to track what we're working on, who's working on what. So if folks ask why you aren't looking at my PR or anything like that, like here it is. I think you can also add PRs to it. That'd be a good thing to know if we can actually add PRs to the project board. So let's look at this one. I don't think it automatically adds PRs as well. So yeah. Probably need to have a GitHub action that automatically adds the PRs to it as well. So make sure we're reviewing those as they come in a timely fashion. All right, reviewing them or assigning them out to folks. Just again, trying to get better about moving things through the system and getting updates in. But that's in progress, just waiting on him to update those. So anyway, that's the new process on how we're trying to review things and get things moving through the system. If you have issues adding things to the board or you don't see something, let me know. Like I said, still working out on the permissions on all of that. So with that, let's just go start at I don't know if it goes from the top to the bottom. Let's go look. So 9403. I don't know what order these go in. 96. So yeah, the newest are at the bottom. So you think start with the no status and go from there?
You are asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking.
What do you think it's better? I trust you.
You guys read that, or is that too small?
Can you increase it just a bit?
I think I
it's
can
too small for me, but I can follow along. So
go through the actual issue. All right. It says the support question, so let's see if they can actually do it. I've not read through it. So it's 9403 for the folks. Where's the chat box? I hate how Zoom does this. That's the one we're looking at. Is this just a missing? It looks like it's just a missing thing on the Helm chart. I thought the internal one, I thought someone added the internal load balancer IP.
Yeah, so to be honest, I'm not aware of anything of how those cloud stuff they work, the deployment on AKS, GKE, whatever. So I cannot give my opinion on those ones.
Yeah, but we can still give them the option in the Helm chart to add a load balancer IP to an internal, because the options in the Helm chart, because you can do internal or external or internal and public. I forget what it's called. But I'm guessing it's just missing the load balancer IP. Let's go look. Let's do a quick look. It's values. Service internal. Yeah, it doesn't have load balancer IP. And that is the real low hanging fruit PR. Yeah, it's there for in the custom template. It's commented out. So did he not change the value? Oh, that's right. I did see this. So this is the same issue that I did saw from the PR perspective. Thing is that it's already there. I'm confused. On the surface, it's already there. That's a good question he asks. What's the effect of commenting out something in the values at YAML? Does anybody know off the top of their head? I really don't. Because it is commented out here, but it's not in the docs, so I agree it should be in the docs. I can take it on as an action item to answer his question here, if nobody knows off the top of their head. Cool, okay, I'll take it as an action item, follow up. Go to the next one. Go back to the board. And I'm assigned as that one. Am I assigned to the issue as well? I'm assigned to the issue as well. Yeah, so it's on me. I just haven't looked at it. So that's good. Good to know. As I'm going through these, are there any issues on here that people want that we should be talking about? This one doesn't sound good. I read through this one. Ricardo, did you get a chance to read through this one? No matching key in NGINX and local store?
No. This is pretty old as well, right? 121.
December 22nd.
I mean,
December.
the release.
Oh, the release? Yeah, 121 is a little old. We can always do that. Ask and see if someone has asked them to upgrade.
Yeah, maybe.
James, if you want to assign that 99403 to me, that'd be fine. I was sorry, I was just catching up with the conversation. I had to walk away for a second. I'm pretty well versed in Helm charts, so I can answer his question.
Okay.
Sorry to come in late on that one, but
No, it's all good.
that's one I can help with.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why we have one commented out and not the other, because I think internal is also we don't always deploy internal. We always deploy this one, but we always don't employ internal unless they ask for it. So I'll go ahead and I'll assign this one out to you. so you
Okay.
can look at.
Yeah, I mean, I have that's one area I do know quite a bit about because I wrote the Helm chart for ranchers deployment of our stuff. So I can take a look at this and see what the deal is.
Gotcha. What's your name? GitHub?
Dylan. It should be just Dylan, Dylan Turnbull, all one word. I don't know if capitals matter, but it's capital D, capital T.
I wonder if it's because you're not in the org.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should probably go to this issue, Dylan, and do a /assign for yourself.
Okay.
Will the /assign also assign it to him because he's not in the org?
Yeah, but at least we are gonna know that he assigned it to himself.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Dylan, that might be something too you might want to go do is actually go put in the sponsorship request for the Kubernetes org.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the next one. The chat.
James, can we talk about 9606?
9606. Yeah, Ricardo, you wanna take a look at this one? Or just ask him to upgrade and see if it's still an issue?
I can take a look. I'm not sure I'm gonna have some time for the next
Okay.
few weeks, but I can take a look. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fine with the DPCP stuff. I want you to focus on that one.
Yeah, and then moving houses. So
Yeah, and moving. Okay, I'll follow up on it because that's an older version too. Okay. Sorry, Long. I wasn't ignoring you. What was the issue?
9606, Ricardo, somebody is creating a headless service, and then they're manually creating the endpoint slice, and the IP address in the endpoint slice is not even in the same namespace. It's either in a different namespace, and one person is actually creating using an IP address outside the cluster. So is that valid, or should we just tell them that is not something that we support?
well, this is valid for endpoints as well, right?
Valid
Like,
for endpoint?
yeah, if you create a service without selectors, then
Yeah.
you can create an endpoint with the same name of the service. This endpoint is not going to be managed. Then you can tell Ingress to point to that thing. So
No, the question
yeah, it is actually a bad thing to support because someone can just use Ingress to bypass stuff.
Wait. The question is, second question is about doing it that way. But the first question is the destination is not in the same namespace.
Yeah, so that's the point, Long. So we shouldn't, but even today with service, I guess we do support, right? Because when you create, so we manage our backends based on the endpoints and not on the service. You can create a service without a selector, and then create an endpoint with that same name and tell Ingress, hey, use this thing, and it's gonna use, right? So yeah, it's actually bad because you can use Ingress to bypass some rules.
Yeah, that is why I'm asking. And more specifically, the very clear requirement, two people are chiming in on this, is that the pod to which finally that service points is not in the same namespace. It's either in a different namespace from where the ingress object is, and one person actually creating a destination IP address outside the cluster, completely outside the cluster.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, this is why endpoints and services without selectors, they may be used for. The problem is that today we don't manage that. So we should do away saying that if we select a service that doesn't have selectors, we are not gonna even move forward to select the endpoints of that thing. Right, because
okay.
Yeah, but we need to raise an issue on that, saying that we need to implement this protection. I'm not sure if this protection is in place. This in fact can be a CVE because you can use Ingress to bypass like network policies and other things, right?
Right. So
You
they can
just need
do
to know. You just need to know the port IP of the other side, right? And as soon as that port IP doesn't change, you can consume that. So this is a problem, yeah. And we should take care of that for sure. So let's open an issue for that. And we need to work on the reconciler to add a flag saying that if we don't have selectors, we are not even going to move forward to the endpoints or the endpoint slice selector. Okay.
Can we just continue on this 9606 because it has got clear requirements from the user explicitly mentioned there?
Requirements like?
He created endpoint slice manually, and it's a headless service, and the IP address, the destination pod is not in namespace. And one more user is joining in there and saying, yeah, I also did the same thing. And they're both getting a crash and panic. And then the second user is actually wanting to reach a destination that is not even in the same cluster. So if we update this.
Yeah. So long. This is the case, and we need to. So previously, the way that people did that was creating a service with the external name. Remember? And then we supported the external name, and then someone figured out that the external name could be used to bypass some things, like going to localhost or going to somewhere else and bypass. This is something really similar to that, and in fact, any ingress that uses the same approach of the endpoints and not checking if the service contains a selector can have this problem, right? So I don't think that I'm going to be able to read and pass through all of this right now, but this is important. So I would kind of add a priority urgent for that one, James, and we need to take care of this one because this is a security problem actually, and this may be a security problem for other Ingress implementations as well, right?
Exactly. So we haven't made a statement that it is not the right thing to do.
Because it's not. It is supported. The thing is that we never added also a flag saying, "Hey, we are not gonna allow this or that case for the administrator," right? So yeah.
And
sounds good.
That's the problem that's causing this bug right here is that we're not checking if the endpoints are there because it's the same spot in the code. So this person's pointing out that it is a bug and we panic when it's not there. This person is trying to use that functionality. So we both need to, one, not allow it, and we shouldn't panic. We should just return an error and saying there's no endpoint slices on this one because we're looking at it from the selector's perspective. So both of these people are right. They're just using it for different means. So I don't know if we should accept this one that just runs through anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this would enable, that fix would enable them to do this, but we don't want to enable to do it. We want to actually stop it because it is a security concern. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So I will mention it in 955 that we actually need to.
I mean, hold on, James. So this one, it's like, this one it's kind of okay, specifically this one, because we are checking a pointer, this PR, we are checking a pointer that may not exist, right?
Yeah.
So that's those things that we should always be like, hey, is this not null? And if this is not null, is this ready? So this PR, it's fine. But the thing that Long is pointing and the thing that we need to figure out right now, and I wouldn't merge that right now, it's because we have a security issue that people may be using a service without a selector and then creating endpoints to bypass, right? So as soon as you know the IP address, and we kind of block that for localhost because we do all of the management of the backends and so on via localhost. But you still can use that to bypass and go to other pod IPs or even Kubernetes API, right?
Yeah.
So this is problematic. Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, but the pointer issue we can fix. This one we need to say, no, this opens up to a security vulnerability. We're not going to allow this functionality. And we'll open up another issue to fix this hole, but we're closing this as not a bug.
Yeah, the panic one is a bug. This one, because we are not checking the pointer, right? But we have another one which is actually a problem, a security problem. So we need to open an issue for that one.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do that. Okay. That's there. That's good. Okay. And then we can accept this one. Go ahead. Was that you, Long?
Yeah, just a one-liner statement, Ricardo. There is still one open issue that CH rooted image. Somebody wants to
Can't
use
reach
dev random.
at random. Yeah, I saw that one.
Sorry, there is what?
CH root can't reach dev random.
That one is on a long time on my queue, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a fix for that long? Did you solve something that could be used?
No, I just it's very simple problem description. I think easy to understand, but I don't know which way you want to go, because if we give dev random, then there is no point in having CH rooted image. But for some reason he wants to access dev random. /dev should not be accessible at all if you are CH rooting at all, right?
Okay.
It's not important. I don't think too much time on this. Just which way you want to go. If you mention now, later when you're free, then we can address this.
Yeah, I need to think on that because I honestly, I'm not sure how much we are gonna keep the CH root, or if we are gonna just, as soon as you do the split control plane data plane, if this is not gonna be required anymore, right? So it's like, if this is something that is just for one user and it doesn't generate a huge impact, I would just keep this way. Otherwise, we need to fix it. But so to be really honest, I don't know when I'm gonna have time to look up at all of those things.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Well, it looks like we've talked about this before.
Yeah,
We
we
did,
talked about
right?
it once, but the split CPDP split was not in too much in context then, but now we are closer to that CPDP split implementation. So if it's going to go away, the whole concept itself of CH root is going to go away, then this is moot. I mean, there's no need to discuss about this at all.
Yeah, no one's, again, neither, like, I'm trying to understand what the use cases is, why they need to reach dev random.
He tried to run something that he wanted to do. He's mentioned it in the ticket, and I'll check.
Okay.
Create a file or whatever, mount something or whatever. I mean, the point is, we are offering CH root image, and it's valid that somebody wants to access something logical. Anyway, not. I mean, we know now that we have to wait for CPDP split to know which way this is going to go.
Yeah. This is one of those ones where it's like, again, if they need to support CoreOS, we can't support all of them across. I mean, we've got all the ones that we're testing and supporting now. This is a question of a community need. Is there more people? Are there more people using CoreOS Fedora? And if there are, then yeah, sure, we need to fix this. But right now it's only 2 folks, and we need to prioritize the other things that are in our queue.
Right.
That's unfortunate, but that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks like Ishmael's looking at it, and if he can get it working, that's great. So he's already got someone assigned to it. Now the question of if we should do it, that's a different one. Technically, if someone can solve the problem, it's great, but it's should we allow them access to it is a different one. So I think we wait and let Ishmael figure this one out, and then we can have that discussion. But yeah, hopefully the CH root's going away as soon as we get DPCP in. So that's why I try to guard Ricardo's time on issues so that he can get that finished. Anyway, okay.
Ricardo, Hassan's OpenTelemetry PRs are ready for merge, I think. So they're just waiting for approval. James, if you and Ricardo can just look at it and
Well,
Yeah.
as soon as you folks tell me it's fine to merge, we can merge. I think that I would just do a final pass on that. Maybe I would like Hassan to make like a demo for everyone on this working on his branch, just to say, hey, this is how
Yeah.
it's gonna work, and even point people to how this is gonna work, right? And then we can just get rid of that. This is my take on that.
yeah, I think it's ready. Hassan, can you comment?
Yeah, it's ready, and there's a repo, for example, so people can try it out.
Can you just mention the PR numbers?
I've seen that today, I guess. It was open on September 22. Yeah, this one. So this one specifically is on my list. So I will take a look into that. I think it's fine, and it's actually great to have this merged finally. I just want to take a final look and see, okay, this is fine. Let's merge this, and then let's start pointing people to use OpenTelemetry instead of any of the things on Zipkin, Jaeger, whatever. And then let's start removing Zipkin, Jaeger from the code. Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds good. Hassan has actually written a small documentation also, I think. Very small documentation example. So I want to
Yeah.
try that if it is merged.
Yeah, there's also a PR for documentation, a separate PR.
Can you mention that or that number also, Hassan?
It's
Remembering.
Maybe you can filter by Hassan's name. Yeah.
it's 9144.
Yep,
Yeah.
got it. So Ricardo, between now and our next meeting, he's gonna review it and look at it. And then Nishan, do you want to be prepared to do a demo on our next community meeting, and then we can get it merged?
Yeah,
Does it
sure.
sound good? Okay. Sounds good. And by that time, we'll probably have 3 releases done. Just kidding. All right. So we've got
2
both of those.
broken, 1 working.
Yes. Okay, so we've got those both on the project. Do we have any other issues we wanted to discuss? Because I know we've got time. We can keep going through the triage ones. I'm gonna add that to an action item of Ricardo, you're gonna review the OTIL PRs, and Hassan, you're going to do a demo. Cool.
Another quick question, Ricardo, did you change health check probes from TCP to HTTP and HTTPS anytime in the past few months?
No. I mean, I don't remember what was my breakfast long, but as far as I remember, no.
I know which, I'll pull up the issue. There's a health check.
Yeah,
Right,
that is
is this-
strange because, yeah, go ahead, James, sorry.
No, it's fine. This is the default one, right? Yeah, so
No, people are complaining, multiple people are complaining that on AKS, on Azure only.
oh yeah, there are, so I've noticed that too. There's been a pickup of AKS issues as well as AWS.
Yeah, and this is the significant one. Out of box install, they're saying doesn't work. At least 3 people have said, I think it doesn't work because the probe changed from TCP to HTTP, HTTPS. I don't know if it's recent or not, but it's not
Which
very
number?
clear. Okay, I'm
number?
checking.
Okay. Is it this new one? Oh yeah, no, it's this one. 9601.
Yeah, that's one, and then the other one.
I don't know
Mm,
about this config map server snippet.
that is odd because he's doing some funky directive, conditional directive, that there is if there is a header coming in the packet, and if it is coming from the Azure LB type of service, then it kind of bundles a header automatically, and he's checking for that header. And
Yeah.
he's actually,
Yeah, I'm
and,
with you.
and down below he has provided some links as to where some blog no did that. But I mean, I was just wondering. So
So
I was
this
just
is like this is a self-induced problem then, because we can't. Hey, we provide the health checks, and he's stopping the health checks from working because he's only accepting traffic. So he needs to add something into the server snippets for like the location on /health to accept any traffic from those load balancers, or figure out how to get the AKS load balancers to send the right headers. So I don't think this is an issue on us, at least at surface value, just from reading this and understanding this. Anybody else object? I don't think this is a bug.
it
This
is
is a
not
misconfiguration.
So I told him to do that. I told him to find a way to allow health check probes as well. But I mean, I am taking the time here is this guy, and I think 2 other people said that the probes changed from TCP to HTTPS. So I asked if we are not sure that we made a change like that, then it is not a big deal to talk about here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If we change the probes and we introduce the problem, then yeah, but you can always just, that's the nice thing about Git. We can go look and see. Also, it didn't say which way they're deploying this. Let me go look. Did it say how? If he's, okay, so he's doing it via Helm. So, not copy.
Well, it's obvious. You see that the health check probe goes on a port and a endpoint and it's HTTPS for sure. So I just wanted to be sure that we didn't change from TCP to HTTPS. So that's all.
Can I not do the git blend in here? Oh, is it not on the service? Where's the health check at then? Should be on the controller service, right?
I think it will be more the.
Gonna be on the deployment. What am I talking about? What's Kubernetes? There it is.
No, all the YAMLs will only have the listening part of it, not the probe part. The probe part, I think, will be in a Go file, right?
That's gonna be on the deployment. Mission webhook. Shell reports. Where's readiness probes? Here they are. So they're defined in the controller. They're defined in the values. Live readiness probes. Sorry, folks. I'm just saying if we can close some. See when I broke it. So, well, I only made those. This is gonna be because I did the refactor with the values in the Helm library. We're not gonna be able to know. I'll have to go back a little bit more in history, so we're not gonna be able to know right now. I thought I would be able to see off the top of my head, but we're not defining it. I don't know what's the default if it's TCP if we don't actually, because we don't set it here.
In any case, values file will only contain the spec for the listener, the health probe listening endpoint. I think he's claiming that the actual probe itself.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Resources, here we go. HTTP get. Again, because it's we'll have to look at it.
Yeah.
Because it's HTTP here, it's HTTP. We'll have to see what it was before I made all of those changes to Helm. But again, I don't remember changing it. But you know, there's a lot that come through.
Okay. No, if it's not a clear recollection, I mean, if we can't recall clearly that we changed the protocol, then it's not. I don't think it is our problem. I don't think we changed that or anything of that. I think he's self-inducing the problem. I just want to confirm that. That's all.
Yeah, even before my change, I don't see any changes to the probes. I don't think they'll change the probes, and yeah, I think it's a misconfiguration. Not a misconfiguration, it's just configurations that just don't work together.
Okay. The next topic I just wanted to get one liner from both of you is, I think we are piling up issues on people asking questions on CORS. I don't know how do you pronounce that. CORS, cross origin requests.
Cores.
So yeah, cool. So I tried reading and I tried to understand enough about it, but I think much deeper knowledge of HTTP and CORS is required to answer. I think there are several issues. For a long time, for I think 6 months, we haven't been updated or provided any feedback to people.
Yeah, I got 13 open issues that mention cores.
Yeah. I think last year, one contributor from the US was active on one of these issues, but then he went away. He's not been around for a while. So
Yeah, this one's not even us, is it? 334. Oh no, that's us. And what is this?
there's even
Yeah.
a PR. Somebody changed something in our course, the way we handle course. I think we hardened it, or so 2 people got in, changed stuff in the code for managing course, and now but basically there's many questions unanswered about course. Many issues.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in the same boat. I'm not. I wouldn't even. I know how to spell cores and maybe pronounce it. Dylan, do you think there's anyone from NGINX who can maybe help us look into some of the cores issues that we have?
Oh, that will be fantastic. That will be fantastic. Even if they give just some kind of tips, also it will help.
he might have stepped away.
Hmm.
I'll put an action
So I
item to reach out. I'll ping him in Slack and we can take it offline.
Okay, the way I'm bringing this up is, I think 6 months ago or 8 months ago, we made a change to, or we basically merged somebody's PR. It is not Ricardo, it is not Jintao. Somebody else, a contributor from the US came in and we merged their PR.
Okay.
And so now basically people say that if they use star as the origin, and then they do send requests for auth. So basically people are having problems with auth, auth URLs reporting back, coming back, and
Yeah. Okay, if you can find that PR that you're talking about where we did the hardening on cores, that'd probably help too. And then I'll ping Dylan offline.
Okay.
And we'll try to see if we can get someone that could help us out with that, because again, I don't want to pull Ricardo off of CPDP. I don't have any background knowledge on cores, and yeah. So we'll see. We'll ask if we can get some help and go from there. Okay, well, Long, as always, you keeping the pulse on all of our open issues, so I appreciate that. So thank you for that. Anything else we need to discuss, folks, before we break?
Thankful, I guess.
We just to make sure that we are all on the same page. We are gonna, before I cycle back to CPDP, we had that conversation, and I'm gonna do another breaking change for the path type. Okay, so I think that we need to fix those things, and I just want to have everyone aligned on that. That's
I put a thing in here for us to do a code review and to discuss it, to just have a separate meeting to discuss that. And so when we find time, we'll let everybody else know if they want to join.
Yeah, just let them know that before I jump into the CPDP, I'm going to jump into that one, that other breaking change, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this about the DM that we have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is about putting the path type back in and trying to get it in. But also, that's the path type, and then we've got annotations to fix. So we've got a couple fixes that we need to get put in. That's why these community issues, the issues on GitHub are piling up. So we've got to get the low-hanging fruits out. We've got to get the fixes in for the path type and annotations, and then we can focus on the next steps. So, yeah.
One quick note, James, one quick note. I think when we try to fix this 163, 164 release things, the deployment page on
the index.md didn't get updated for some reason. I saw that issue this morning.
Yeah, so somebody sent in a PR to change just two. I requested him. Yeah.
Yep, I saw it. I saw him ask for it, and if he doesn't do it, probably by by end of Friday, I'll probably just push it through.
Okay.
I mean, I'll make the changes and push it through, and then close his PR, because that one, it's a simple documentation fix that needs to get updated.
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
Dylan is
we don't have enough time to have this discussion, but we need to, as part of the release, we have a couple issues, and one of them is the image being released before we do the documentation of said release. And the quick fix that I came up with having the conversation with Ricardo when we were doing 164 was that we don't do the PR to the Kubernetes registry until we do the release on GitHub. Because that way we've got the documentation and the notes in place, but you can't pull the image until we do that. The problem is going to be the release notes won't have the SHA until we get that build. So that's one of the things that we just need to figure out the timing and discussion on that, but I don't want to release the image until we put the notes out there. Because again, we've found the GitOps folks and people are just pulling from the registry and not respecting the change log or the release notes. So we've got to figure out the timing because we've got the three places where we release information. We release it in GitHub as an official release. We release a Helm chart, and then we also do the PR to the Kubernetes registry. So our data for our release lives in 3 separate places, and timing is an issue. So that's something we need to think on from a release perspective. Anyway, so yeah, we need to continue discussing how we do our releases.
Yeah, so I'll be online if you want to work on it or have some task.
Not today. I'm action packed full of meetings on Thursdays, so definitely need to discuss it.
Anytime, I mean, because yeah, I'm just saying that I think it's super important because I experienced that the chart was out there and all that was out there before the release. So anytime you think we should talk, whatever I can do, I'll do.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, this has been a good meeting. We've got a lot of action items and follow up. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and we'll go from there. See you in a couple of weeks.
We're going to have a meeting sometime later on a schedule about the things that Ricardo was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I was just going to drop it in the dev channel. We'll drop it in the dev channel. So it'll probably be, it can be either tomorrow morning or Monday morning, so that you can join.
Okay.
I will be back. I will be back from vacations next week, so maybe we can just try. I mean, I am still around, but using my time to deal with the moving and other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I haven't looked at my calendar, but we can just shoot for Tuesday morning to do an ad hoc discussion on path type.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. And we'll drop the Zoom. We'll drop the Zoom in the dev channel.
In the DM chat, and maybe China friendly time so Jintao can join.
Yeah, is that a good time for him in the morning? I guess the earlier in the morning we do, the better for him. Because he's 13, he's plus 13. Yeah, I'll try to find it so that all 4 of us can join.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Have a good one.